Welcome to Undisputed, live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft, here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Morning.
Morning, Jenny. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great today. I like the green.
I love the taste of Diet Mountain Dew in the morning. It's my favorite. It's the breakfast of champions. And you now owe me 10 cases of Diet Mountain Dew because how about them Cowboys?
Okay. You remember what happened last time you did that, right?
Thank you.
What happened last time you did that? Your head hard.
We just launched yesterday. And
You said that last time.
I did not say that last time. Here we go. We got this. We are going to go win the NFC East right here, right now, starting next week in Washington.
I'm thinking good.
Yep.
Morning.
How are you, Shannon?
I'm great.
Well,
I'm great.
I don't think you're great
I'm
today,
great.
but that's okay.
I'm great.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah,
we knew this
okay.
was coming. Are you ready, Skip? Ready? Okay.
I've been ready since about midnight last night.
No, you've
think
been
we
ready
all knew
since
that.
yesterday afternoon.
Okay, on today's show, Dak Prescott did shine. We'll get to that. Baker Mayfield did
dismiss
struggle
that. Just
a bit. We'll
sweep
get to
it under
that
the
too. But let's start in New England. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes combined for nearly 700 passing yards in last night's shootout, but Brady did it with his legs in the fourth quarter on a TD run, even when it looked like the Chiefs had Brady sacked. Kansas City responded with a 75-yard touchdown from Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, but in the end, Brady did what Brady does, drove New England for the game-winning field goal as time expired. The Patriots won 43-40, handing the Chiefs their first loss of the season, and Brady became the first quarterback ever to win 200 regular season games. Let's take a listen to both teams after the game.
When he was running, Tyreek was running to score, I said, good, score quick. Because then we had, enough time. They had one timeout left and gave us a little time to go down and kick the field goal.
Just to be able to go against the best, I mean, you want to compete against them every single day, and we got down, put ourselves in a huge hole, and I'm just proud of my team on how we fought to get back in the game. And we had the lead at one point, and we ended up not coming out with the win, but just that fight, it's something you can carry on and to the rest of this season.
I don't think this is an intimidating place at all. I think it's just the excitement of it being Sunday night against a great team. I think he got excited. I don't think it's intimidating for him at all. I think he rises for the moment when it's presented, and sure enough, I think he handled himself great.
The game was fun to watch. All right, Shannon, did Brady win it or did the Chiefs blow it?
Skip, I don't want to minimize what the Patriots were able to do because at the end, Tom Brady did what Tom Brady normally does. But I thought the Kansas City Chiefs blew this ball game. And what we had talked about earlier in the week to the build-up is that the mistakes that Pat Mahomes made against Jacksonville, he could not afford to make those mistakes against the Patriots. And when they got down into the red zone, you couldn't settle for field goals. You got to score touchdowns. And that kind of played out because early on, 2 interceptions, one of them in the end zone, the other in negative territory that gave the Patriots short field, and the other took points off the board because at worst case scenario, I feel you're going to get a field goal out of that situation. But to come away with 3 field goals and an interception in the end zone, 4 of 6 possessions, Skip, in the first half, that wasn't good. And you know what the Patriots represent. You know in that building, they are very difficult, and especially when your defense is going to struggle. I don't care how, you're like, get one punt. They didn't even force a punt, Skip. Think about that. No punts, no penalties. That's the first time, I can't remember. I don't know if I've ever heard of a game or never witnessed a game in which a team had 0 punts and 0 penalties in the ball game. They did have one, but they, hey, look, we don't need it. They were offsetting. But I think Kansas City acquitted themselves very well, considering that Pat Mahomes is in the second year. And I thought early on, Skip, he was a little anxious. He was a little, he was off a little bit because he had Kareem Hunt. The very same play Kareem Hunt scored on last year, Skip. He got him again, matched up on Dante Hightower, and he missed him. Comes back in that same drive, and he has Tyreek Hill for a touchdown, and he overshoots him also. So I just thought early on, the moment, Sunday night, Tom Brady, wow, people say I'm for real, I'm an MVP candidate. And so he was a little off target. But this team is to be continued. They're not going anywhere. They do so many things, and this Tyreek Hill, Skip, he's special. I've never seen a guy that has this kind of speed. Normally guys that run this fast, they're track guys. They can't get in and out of breaks. They tip their routes. But this dude, Skip, when he caught the pass, think about what he did on that 75-yarder. He caught a pass that was behind him, and when his feet hit the ground, he's gone. I mean, the dude is the safety's in perfect position. He's gone.
He runs 4.2.
So
He does. Runs 4.2.
He runs, he looks like he's fast. You know, some guys like, oh, he's 4.2, but he doesn't play that fast. He plays fast. If you look at, they ran him across the field on the post route. The safety's in the middle of the field, but he outruns the coverage. And he races, beats Devin McCourty to the corner of the end zone. This team offensively is as good as it gets. But the problem is defensively, in that when you struggle defensively, you get down in the red zone, you got to score touchdowns because the likelihood of your team keeping them out of the end zone isn't very good. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, Justin Houston can come back. He's going to add some pressure. Eric Berry, Skip, I don't want to count on Eric Berry because he missed all of last year for the 15 games last year. He has yet to play this year. So I don't know if they can count on him coming back. Justin Houston, I feel a little more comfortable with him coming back because he's nursing a hamstring, and say another 2 to 3 weeks, he should be able to get on the field. So this is not to minimize the New England Patriots because we know what they represent at home. We know what Tom Brady represents. But I just think the New England, Kansas City, had they done what they did in the first, say, 3 to 4 games of that, when they got down into the red zone, they got touchdowns instead of field goal. I think we're having a different discussion today.
So what you succeeded in attempting to do there was you minimized the contribution in the fourth quarter of one Tom Brady. And what I saw, the game I watched on my TV, I don't know, maybe my TV's too old, I don't know. Tom Brady's 41 years of age, and he's still the best quarterback in football. Tom Brady is the clutchest player in the history of sports. And you saw it again last night in a fourth quarter in which, once again, Tom Brady saved Bill Belichick's defense. Simple as that. Boiled down to that. Bill Belichick's defense, once that kid got in gear and got in sync after a shaky first half, Patrick Mahomes was sensational in the second half, mainly because Belichick's defense is pretty sorry. It's pretty below average sorry. And do you realize Kansas City put up 31 points in the second half in Foxborough against Bill Belichick's defense? And Tom Brady saved the night once again on Sunday Night Football by hitting 9 of 12 passes in the fourth quarter for 182 yards. It was clutch upon clutch upon clutch. And both Jenny and Shannon said, well, that's just what Tom Brady does. Well, let's not minimize it because it's extraordinary. We've never seen anything like this because he keeps doing it in Super Bowls and AFC championship games, and now on Sunday Night Football against the hottest team in football, a team that torches Bill Belichick's defense, a team that we know Andy Reid coaching it scored, 41 points in 2014 in Game 4, and then 42 points in the opener a year ago. And Tom Brady, ironically, just finally had to say, maybe I got to score 43 to win this game. 41, 42, 43, said Tom Brady. And you want to talk about all-time clutch. How about in the fourth quarter? It gets to be 3rd and 1 at the 34. Kansas City has just run the kickoff back 97 yards to go ahead 33-30. So now it's 3rd and 1 at the New England 34. And Brady makes the throw of the game. He doesn't just go for the first down. He goes for the home run. He goes to Chris Hogan for 42 yards. Pass interference on top of a great throw and catch by Chris Hogan. But that's it. That saves the game. If you don't make that throw, if that's incomplete, you're dead.
It didn't matter, but they had a pass interference earlier, so it didn't matter if he made it.
They had a pass interference on that play.
So if he doesn't make it, it's
no, but I'm saying it's perfect throw. It's right on the button, and Chris Hogan still manages to catch it. But the throw has to be perfect, and he catches it, and it changes the whole game because now you're back in business, and you get all the way down to 3rd and goal at the 4. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about this Breland Speaks play because I'm out of my mind about it, because everybody keeps saying Breland Speaks somehow quit on the play. He didn't quit on the play. If we could see the right angle on this play, he slips off Brady. He didn't give up the play. He didn't think Brady had thrown the football. That's the biggest bunch of baloney. He just slips off him. Brady has good pocket feet, and sometimes he has great pocket feet, and he's more athletic in the pocket than people give him credit for, and he slipped out and said, I'm going to do this myself, and he took it home. And meanwhile, on our friend Orlando Scandrick, a flag is thrown in the back of the end zone anyway, so after such a big hoopla was made out of this play, like it changed the game. It was going to be pass interference on the whole defensive holding on Kansas City
if that's the case, why are you making a big deal about the throw to Hogan? It was going to be pass interference, so they're going to get the first down anyway.
Perfect throw.
But
you want to talk about guts? Third and one?
But the fact of the matter, it was pass interference.
He had to pass interfere, or it was just going to be a completion.
Okay, then. So what's the big deal?
Okay, but again, on the other one, what's the big deal on Breland Speaks? Come on.
I hear your argument.
It's already going to be a penalty anyway, and plus, he didn't give up on the play. He just slips off Brady. He's going sideways, and he slipped off him. He arm tackled him, slipped off, and Brady got loose and just said, okay, I'll take it home myself. Let's give him some credit for that.
Well, we understand that Brady has great phone booth presence. In other words, in a very confined space. He's not Cam, he's not Aaron Rodgers, nor does he doesn't have to be. But in that confined space, he does a great job of going side to side, and he does a great job of protecting the ball. Now, he did turn the ball over, trying to do a little bit too much late in the ball game, but I think that was because he's like, I got to try to find a play, because looking at the way my defense is playing and the way Kansas City has found their rhythm, they're going up and down the field. So I need to try to hold on to this ball and make a play down the field. But, Skip, I just think the thing is, why you criticize Coach Belichick saying they gave up 31 points in the second half, how many did they give up in the first half? How many did Tom Brady have?
Well, so they picked him off twice. And once the kid got in rhythm, once he figured out what they were doing, how they were disguising, how they were fooling him, even Dante Hightower picked him off in the first half. That'd be the last guy I would pick on defense to be able to pick that kid off.
In the first half, because this game could have easily been the other way, Skip. This game could have they get 1 or 2 touchdowns instead of field goals. We're having a different discussion, and maybe, who knows, maybe the Patriots go on and win anyway. But we might be talking about a 51-48 ball game, because they have that kind of firepower. Like I said, early on, Pat Mahomes missed Tyreek Hill on one. He missed Hunt on another. So they had some opportunities to get touchdowns instead of settling.
That was all in the first half.
Yes.
Once he settled in,
but Skip, it was like unstoppable. It was 24-9, Skip.
Kansas City scored 31 in the second half. That's outrageously wrong for Bill Belichick's defense. He's getting a pass on this because Brady is the all-time greatest deodorant in the history of football. You've got to You have to overcome your defense by saying, okay, I'll just score more. He did outscore Kansas City in the fourth quarter, 16-14.
So in other words, what you want New England to be, you want them to have Tom Brady, but you also want them to have the 2000 Ravens defense.
Not the 2000, but like a decent defense. They're not even decent right now.
So is Kansas City's defense decent?
No.
Okay, is New Orleans defense decent?
But Tom Brady had to score 43 to overcome that.
Okay, but what did Pat Mahomes had to score 40, Skip?
Yeah.
And that wasn't enough.
Yeah, and let's add Tom Brady's name to the MVP race, because I think he emerged as a big new MVP candidate last night, because that was spectacular.
Well, I thought he was always, he's always going to be in the discussion because his team's going to win. The number one thing, you have to win. So his team is going to win. You have to have numbers. When it's all said and done, he's going to have the numbers. But, Drew Brees is in that discussion. Todd Gurley's in that discussion. Mahomes, Jared Goff. So, yeah, when it's all said and done, there are going to be a lot of guys. But we'll see. But I just think, and like I said, it's hard because when you make an argument on one side, it's almost like you're trying to dismiss. Tom Brady was spectacular. And see, for me, I expect Tom to do this because I've seen this from him so much. I'm almost shocked when he doesn't come through, because it's kind of like Jordan when he takes the last second shot. You expect the ball to go in. Or Kobe take the last second shot. You expect the ball to go in because it's gone in so many times before. And when it doesn't, you're like, man, Kobe missed that. Or Jordan missed that. Oh, LeBron missed that because I expected to go in. But Tom...
I'm not sure about that, but go ahead.
This is what I love most about it, because here's the thing. What the Patriots do is that they do a good job of lulling you to sleep, Skip. Because think about it. They go the first half, they throw Gronk one pass. And now Kansas City's like, oh, man, okay, we need to double Edelman. We need to take Josh Gordon away. And so when the rubber needed to meet the road, you got Gronk one-on-one with a guy. Really? Is that what you want?
But that was rare in that game. He didn't find him one-on-one very often.
Exactly. But he had done lulled him to sleep. Now, the second pass that he caught, Skip, was they were in what we call a bear stretch defense. The 3 interior guard in the center, both guards in the center are covered. They got a stretch where the guy's head up Gronk, and they got the outside rusher outside.
Which play?
On the second one, he caught the 42-yard where he slung the safety out of the way. And what they did is that they take the tackle and they blocked the guy in man coverage on Gronk.
They blocked his guy.
Right.
At the near the line of scrimmage.
Right. And the edge rusher is still going to rush up the field because he has going to get the quarterback. So now Gronk, they see that, and Gronk's one-on-one.
That's like a trick play to me. No, it is.
We ran it a bunch of times.
Okay.
But
it worked.
Because he's looking at Gronk. He's got Gronk. Tackle comes wide. Gronk's released inside. It's a good play.
So on the big Gronk play to set up the field goal, the safety finally says, I better take Edelman on this play and leave the other safety alone on Gronk. And Brady said, okay, thank you very much.
Right.
He just doesn't ever miss a trick.
Right.
Like if you give him that, he's going to find it immediately.
And all things, remember I told you, Gronk is the guy that sends you to the trauma center. Edelman is the guy that gives you those paper cuts. Him and Hogan gives you those paper cuts. It's so demoralizing because what Gronk normally does, Skip, not only does he catch the ball, he's slinging people out of the way. And the crowd's going crazy. His teammates are going crazy. Now Brady is running down the field. Now he's pumped up like you need him pumped up anymore. But I just think the thing is, here's the situation between these two teams. In the AFC Championship game, if it were to come to that, where's the game going to be played, Skip? Is it going to be in Kansas City or is it going to be in Gillette Stadium? Because I believe ultimately that was going to be.
What's Andy Reid's history? What usually happens to Andy Reid?
He normally starts fast, then he starts to fade down.
True.
Okay.
But Skip, I don't know if he's had anything like this before. This Mahomes kid, like I said early on, Skip, he was a little, little ball sailing on him a little bit. And again, you and I talked about, you got to be careful. There's no quarterback that's made an honest living throwing the ball across his body. He got greedy a couple of times, and they made him pay for it. And that's what the good teams will do. They will make you pay for your honest mistakes, and they did. Got touchdowns.
Who's your Super Bowl pick?
I got
Chargers.
Chargers, yeah.
Okay.
They're looking good, too.
They are in which division? Oh, they're in Kansas City's division. Does Tom Brady have a Chargers in the AFC East?
No.
He does not. No. So I'm just trying to show you what could happen from here on. You pile up division wins, and all of a sudden you pile up home field advantage in the playoffs.
Well, the thing is, they've already gone to L.A. and beat the Chargers already. So that's. And the Chargers now have to come to them. I just think the thing is that when you look at what this team can do, they put a lot of pressure on you. Everybody doesn't have a Tom Brady. Everybody doesn't have a Gronk. Everybody is not as creative, especially in the offense from the AFC standpoint, as Josh McDaniels. So I don't want to go too far ahead like, oh, Kansas City's in trouble. Their defense is going to be some problems. And that's the thing. When you're so challenged defensively, every turnover is, man, you're almost conceding points because they think about it now. The Patriots didn't punt. They did not punt, and that was it. Let's just say if Kansas City doesn't punt, we still might be in overtime. Now it's 10-minute overtime, so we might have another tie ball game.
So Tom Brady would disagree with your assessment that it's Gronk who can put you in the trauma center. I think Tom Brady now thinks it's Josh Gordon who can put you in the trauma center because he posted yesterday ahead of the game on Instagram, attack exclamation point with a picture of number 10, which is Josh Gordon. And it looked like early on last night he was trying to demolish Kansas City with Josh Gordon. And what I saw, I did not love because it did not look like they were yet on the same page. Because I saw back shoulder throws that Josh Gordon's looking around like, oh, really? I was supposed to stop? I saw a play on the back line that Brady just fired a strike that he thought that Josh would understand. You got to sit down in the zone, sit right there.
Here's the thing. But Brady saw that the safety had slumped off and he couldn't lead him. But also there was the corner trailing him. So that was a good throwaway. Sometimes
I don't think it was a throwaway. I think he thought he would sit. You have Edelman and Hogan know how to sit.
But here's the thing. Look at the guy trailing him. If he sits right there, the guy's going to run up underneath and pick it. So throw that away. Live to see another day. At worst case scenario, you're going to come out with a field goal attempt.
Well, the point is they are not yet on wavelength with each other.
No.
And by the fourth quarter, Tom Brady finally said, I got to go tried and true here. I got to go back to what got us here.
But you know what, Skip? I think he throws just enough to Josh Gordon to let people know, okay, he's out there now. I will throw him the ball. He just arrived a couple of weeks ago. And Gronk and Edelman and Hogan, I've been dealing with them a long time. James White, I feel very comfortable in throwing the ball to them. But don't think I won't throw this ball to Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
He is still 6'3", 225, and he's a big target that we're going to slowly but
I think
surely.
Kansas City had to account for him.
Yes, yes.
I agree.
They'll throw just enough to let you know he's there.
So I'm going to take this occasion to say once again, I am the biggest Michael Jordan fan, as you know, on the planet, or there's nobody bigger than me.
Right.
And yet, when it comes to clutchness, I have said several times on this show, and this is a great occasion to reiterate my stance on this, Tom Brady is even more clutch than Michael Jordan, only because Tom Brady has had so many more opportunities on the big stage to be clutch. Remember, Michael went 6-0 in the finals and never got to Game 7.
Right.
He did have the big Game 6 clutch moment against Karl Malone, held the pose and all that.
The reason why I would say Michael Jordan is more clutch for the simple fact he's taking the shot. So many things, Tom Brady's throwing the pass, but the guy has to catch it. Okay, he sets the guy up in field goal range, but if Vinatieri or Gostkowski miss it.
It's a quarterback's game. Everything's on you to make the right choice, the right throw, on time, accurate, catchable.
What happens if he drops the ball? Like Wes Welker.
Okay, but they don't drop many because there's trust. There's real trust.
Yes.
But the point is, it's hard to even put Tom Brady in the same sentence athletically with Michael Jordan. But again, it's the quarterback position, and nobody's ever played it better than Brady. And I'm just going to quickly reiterate that first Super Bowl as just a kid, he leads the game-winning field goal drive at the end. And then next Super Bowl against Carolina, game-winning field goal drive. And then the Eli game, he went right down and hit Randy Moss with I thought was the game-winning touchdown. 14-10 Patriots with 2:42 left in that game. And you know what happened? The luckiest play in the history of the Super Bowl. And then against the Seahawks, he throws for 124 and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against Atlanta, fourth quarter overtime, 246 yards. Last year in the fourth quarter, he threw for 101, 505 for the game, and that was after the AFC Championship game in which he was down 20-10 in the fourth quarter and threw for 138 against Jacksonville. And again, you say, this is just what Tom Brady does, but it's extraordinary. We've never seen this before. This is every fourth quarter, he just takes it over.
You expect, what did Joe do?
Not like this. I don't remember this.
Well, he didn't have as many times, but if you look at the Super Bowls, he had to do it against Cincinnati both times.
He did? No, he did it once, big. Not the first time. That wasn't that close a game.
Well,
the second time.
It ended up because Cincinnati did have the lead with Ken Anderson. But I just think the thing is, Skip, is that, look, and that's the thing that you run into, is that when you say, okay, Kansas City could have done this and this and this, you minimize Tom. But all those games you mentioned, if you don't mind me asking, they lost the game to New England because of why? Coach Belichick defense only gave up 8 points in the fourth quarter. Those other games, they gave up 0.
Okay, the first 2 or 3, I'll give you that. And then after that, it's all Brady overcoming Belichick. Every one of them.
But I'm saying, in those games that you mentioned, Atlanta didn't score. Seattle didn't score. Jacksonville didn't score. That's not Tom Brady.
Okay,
that's Coach
remember,
Belichick's
it's always
defense.
time of possession. What was the time of possession in the fourth quarter last night? How did they win the game? It was 11-4 Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So he kept the kid, as I said, on the sideline.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. TOP, time of possession, doesn't matter if you're getting touchdowns as opposed to field goals. And remember that interception, they get on the field, and what was the first or second play, he throws an interception. So now your defense is right back on the field.
Extraordinary.
He is.
He is.
We're not, that's not what we're debating here. We're not debating Tom Brady's greatness. We know he's all-time great.
And we've come to expect it. And
Yes.
It makes it so it's just like, oh, yeah, he did it again.
Kind of like, you see what you do? Now, see, when LeBron hit that, he should have made that shot.
You didn't even bring
No,
up
you will.
LeBron today,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. He should. But I know.
Should have made that.
No, what you say, there's really no pressure because the game is tied. Now, do you say that?
Oh, I can't believe I'm
He was
saying this.
down.
The Cowboys, Skip, they did dominate offensively yesterday. But is Shannon going to
my
give
goodness.
Dak any respect?
Probably not.
Let's see next.
You don't know what